Everyone says buying a house is the best investment you can make. But what if that's completely wrong? What if buying a house right now actually slows down your wealth? And what if renting and investing the difference puts you way ahead? Because the truth is that this decision is not just emotional, it could literally cost you or make you hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. So let's break it down and get right into it. If you're in your 20s, maybe even early 30s, this is one of the biggest financial decisions you guys are going to make. I'm 28 right now, so I think about this all the time. Buy a house or invest your money. And the answer is not as obvious as people make it seem because, yeah, owning a house sounds very great, but financially it's not always the best move, especially right now, maybe what state you're in or where you are. You never know. So I'm going to break this video into three parts: the case for buying a house, the case for investing instead, and what I'm personally doing right now. Number one, the case for buying a house. So let's start with why people love buying homes, or what they usually say. So, number one is stability. Your payment is mostly fixed. You're not dealing with these rent increases every year. Obviously, a lot of that can come back to bite you, stuff breaks in the house, whatever. A lot of these things I'm going to say can go either way. But number two, forced savings. So, every time you make a mortgage payment, you're slowly building equity. And for a lot of people, that's the only way they build wealth because they have to. They already bought a house. This is what was expected of them. And now they have to build wealth that way. So, and then number three, leverage. You can control a 300 to 500K asset with way less money down. Again, this could hurt you instead of helping you, but who knows? And if that home appreciates over time, that's a very solid return. But a lot of times I'm seeing today, like I see friends who have a family, some who are single. I think the single guys it's going to work out a lot better because they're renting out the house to a bunch of people. So they're making money with it and it's less of a burden and they're building equity. But a lot of these people who are expected to buy a house, they have a family, it might not work out the same. And the big thing is that you're missing out on the stock market, which is hitting all time highs every single day. And that's really the problem is that people treat buying a house like it's automatically a great investment. And that's just not always the case. Number two, the real cost of buying. So let's break this down realistically. When you buy a house, it's not just the mortgage that everybody talks about. You've got property taxes, insurance, maintenance, repairs, interest, especially at today's rates. And obviously it's going to, matter where you're located in the United States as well, or wherever you are. But in Minnesota, like I look at, all the stuff that Minnesota does all the time. If you guys are paying attention, Minnesota's in the news literally every single day. We're like one of the worst states to retire in, and the property taxes and insurance, it's out of control. And that interest, that is the killer. In the early years of a mortgage, most of your payment isn't even building equity. It's just going to be going straight to the bank. And a lot of people say, whatever you're renting, you're paying the bank. You're doing the same thing with a home as well, except you're locked into a mortgage for like 30 years. And, when something breaks, you're going to have to fix it, like your garage breaks or plumbing. And now you got a 3, 4, 5K, service that you have to pay for. Whereas I'm renting and, I just call someone, they come up and fix it. So, either or, you're going to have positives and negatives with both. I just want to dive through, some of these different scenarios. So, yeah, you own a home, but you're not really building wealth as fast as you think. And here's the bigger thing that most people ignore: opportunity cost. So, every dollar you put into a down payment, closing cost, extra home expenses, whatever it is, it's money that's not being invested. And that's what my whole channel is geared towards too. And that's where things start to get interesting. Number three, investing instead. So let's say instead of buying, you rent, like a lot of people are doing right now, like I'm doing. And you take that same money for the down payment, monthly difference, extra costs, whatever it is, and you invest it into a low cost index fund. Historically, the stock market returns around 7 to 10% annually, and that's where the compounding starts to kick in because it's just like the gym, like I talk about in my other videos. This is where progressive overload matters. You're not just investing once, you're consistently adding more every month, every raise, every extra dollar you get. Over time, that's going to snowball a lot. When I started this channel, I think I was around like 140K net worth, something like that. With how crazy the stock market has been going the last couple months, I'm already up to 160K. And yes, I invest, 1 to 3K every month, and I'm doing as much as I can, but still, it's just snowballing like crazy. And I'm hoping to get to 200K by the end of the year. So let's compare that to a house. A house might appreciate at 3 to 4% per year on average. The market might potentially double that with, a conservative amount. So financially, investing often wins. But this is important. It's not just about math. Number four, what actually matters? Because buying a house isn't just a financial decision, it's a lifestyle change. So, what do you actually want? Is it flexibility or stability? Do you plan on staying in a place for 5 to 10 years? Or do you actually want the responsibility of owning a home? Because if you buy a house, you're locking yourself in. And if you invest instead, I kind of think of it as you're buying freedom for yourself. Neither one is right, but one might be right for you. So, what am I doing right now? I'm personally focused on investing, like you guys already know, building up my portfolio, keeping my flexibility, and letting compound interest do its thing. Like I said, I'm already at about 160K, and if the market keeps on ripping like it's been doing, it could go up so much more. And if it crashes, I'm going to buy a lot more. So, like you guys are hearing, I'm being consistent, I'm staying disciplined, and that doesn't mean that I'll never buy a house. It just means that I want my investments working way harder first. So at the end of the day, it's not really about buying a house or renting. It's about what actually builds you the most wealth over time. That's why you're watching these videos. For a lot of people, it's real estate. For others, it might be investing consistently and letting compound interest do its heavy lifting. So I'm choosing to focus on investing right now, but that could change in the future. You never know. Because the real goal is freedom and putting yourself in the best financial position possible for long term. Thank you guys again for watching. If you're looking to build wealth, level up in your 20s, and get your money right, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.